Welcome back, everyone, to a wonderful episode. And tonight I will share with you because you're here. Some of you probably experience in life that you encounter a lot of suffering. And you might wondering, why is there suffering in this world? You trying to find all kind of formula and put all kind of effort to go toward peace and happiness. And we all think that life is about happiness. But how come our life had a lot of suffering? So today I will share with you, sometimes it's good to know the reason why you suffer, so you're able to transcend, you're able to escape suffering. So this one is from Buddha Sakyamuni. Today I will share with you about the suffering cycle. And Buddha Sakyamuni taught that suffering has a cycle, and it's very simple also. And it's the reason we are suffer, according to Buddha Sakyamuni, is because we had confusion. And because of confusion, we created karma, and from karma it leaded into suffering, and from suffering we go back into confusion stage. So we go in this cycle, and Buddha called that the cycle of suffering. Okay, the first one, confusion. Buddha said we suffer because the number one is caused by confusion. And you said, I don't have confusion. I'm very clear. Buddha taught confusion is, first, we need to know, why are we born into this world? And when we're on this journey on earth, what are we supposed to do? And then at the end of life, where are we heading? Where are we going? That's the confusion. That's the reason why we're suffering, because we don't know the purpose of this life. We don't know what is the ultimate meaning of life. We don't know after death, where are we heading? So that's the confusion. And you imagine why confusion has to do with suffering. When you put someone in a dark room and you turn off the light, and because of that darkness, because of that unclearness, you're gonna start walking around and you're gonna start bump into things. I'm gonna put you on a destination, and I said, I give you some gas in your car, and I said, go drive. And you're gonna drive around. You go through side street, highway, and all kind of thing. And then one day, you're going to be exhausted. You don't have a destination. You don't know where you're heading. So you keep going round and round and round. You don't even know how to use the GPS, because where's your destination? You don't know. So you keep going round and round and round. Sometimes you go into the gas station. Sometimes you go into these park where you can have some fun. And then you head back on your trip and you keep on going. But you don't know where you are going, where you're heading. And then at the end of life, you're exhausted. It's time for you to leave this world. Where are you heading? So that's the confusion. And that's the higher concept. What about the basic concept in everyday life? Are we clear? Do we know what we're eating? When we talk to people, do we know what we are saying? So even in my daily life, I am not even aware of what I'm eating or what I'm saying to others. Why do I say things that always causes anger and hatred? So that's the confusion. Buddha Sakyamuni is talking about. And from confusion, because we are unclear. When we unclear, we say and do things that harm ourselves and harm other people. And because of that, confusion lead to karma, creating karma. And karma, in Sanskrit, meaning action. It can be positive action or negative action. But because of the contemporary acceptance that karma is negative, because more people see karma as negative. So in this video, I will use karma as a term to say negative action. So because of confusion, we created karma. Karma is a negative cause that we created, and because we planted negative seed, what do you think you will get? Of course, negative result. When you plant watermelon, you don't get apple. When you plant negative causes, negative seed, you will get negative result. And Buddha Sakyamuni said, I did not invent cause and effect. I simply discover it and share with you. So karma is the negative action because we are unclear. Just like you bump in your foot into the door, what happened? You hurt yourself. If you are focused on where you're going, do you think you would hurt yourself? Probably not. So if we can carry this into our daily life, that awareness, and because of karma, we create suffering for ourselves and other. When we create suffering for other and ourselves, what is the result? Our life, is our life going to have joy and peace? Probably not. And that's the reason from confusion lead us into creating karma because of the lack of clarity. From karma, because of that negative seed, we lead us into suffering. So when you review your life and you said, how come I did all the right thing, but then I have suffering? Probably you are not clear. Probably you haven't revealed yourself deep enough because of the negative action, negative seed that we have been planted. So we reap negative result, and that lead us into suffering. And during the stage of suffering, when someone is suffering, let's observe them carefully. When you are suffering and when I am suffering, what is my mentality? What is my mental state of mind? One, when I'm suffering, I have anger and hatred. I have blaming mentality. I am complaining. When I'm suffering, my mental state of mind is very dark, very cloudy. Whoever I touch, whatever I touch, whoever I encounter, I would go all out on them. Whenever I hold some object, I would destroy it, throw it away. That suffering cycle. When we have that suffering state of mind, what do you think? Are we super clear, penetrate into the brightness, into positive thinking? No. Because of suffering, our mind lead into more entanglement, more confusion. And what happened when our mind is in a state of panic, confusion, and suffering? We will go back into the cycle again, into from confusion causes karma, from karma causes suffering, and from suffering lead us back into confusion. So now, Buddha said, we have suffering in life. So how can we escape that? So that's why Buddha taught us the way to escape the suffering cycle is to leave the suffering cycle and jump into the joy and peace cycle. And the joy and peace cycle, I have explained it in the past video. Please go check that out. But here, because of this video, I will share with you, since I make the statement, I have to complete my sentence. And we have suffering. So now you want to end suffering. So just review, because of confusion, I created all kind of suffering seed, suffering causes for myself and other people. So from this moment on, I learned to have more clarity in my life, right? And what is clarity? Clarity is the wisdom that penetrates through the darkness. Just like when you take a shower and the steamy hot bath and the whole window are so cloudy, right? Cloudiness is cover our wisdom. So we need to take our hand and our blanket and start cleaning the mirror. So confusion, we have that inside of we are currently experiencing confusion, and that causes suffering. So we need to have more clarity in life. What brings us clarity in life? First, we review our daily life. When we wake up in the morning, are we clear of what are we here to do? What is our purpose? What do we need to do to have this clarity? For example, you wake up and you said, I'm going to drive to school, and you tended to use the GPS to go to school, right? Can you have that review mentality, reviewing yourself? Let me challenge myself. Let me try to have a little clarity in life, right? I don't want to depend on things. What if the GPS fail, right? So you're trying each day, you're trying to have more clarity, to bring more clarity in your life. So plan out your day carefully. Simplify your life. More complexity thing in life, the more you add into your life, the more you bring into this mind, it clouded our mind. The more we unclear, the more we bump into things, the more it causes us suffering. So, to have more clarity in life, review your life. How clear is your life? How clear is your direction? How clear of what you are pursuing versus fantasizing and imagination about what you're heading, where you're going. So every day, have a list, have a goal, what you are doing, what you plan to do, how you're going to achieve that. Plan everything out, have this clearness. Everything in life, trying to get a little more clearer. Don't depend on Wikipedia or Google. Trying to experience yourself. Let me learn how to cook on my own. Let me experience this person say one thing, but that is not my own realization. When I cook, it sometimes can be different. So each moment get more clear. And because of clarity, you know what to say. When you go to work, you don't complain, because the second definition in the encyclopedia, complain meaning to cause suffering. You don't want to bring suffering to yourself and other people. So doing work, you don't want to complain, but bring out encouragement to each other, trying to bring them happiness. What is planting happiness seed? Have positive result, right? And because you are cautious with your word and action, so you are a little bit more clear. So from that clearness, you create not negative karma, but positive causes. And from positive causes, do you think you will have negative action? Sometime, but most likely, when you plant positive seed, you have positive result. And from positive result, hopefully you're more happier, more positiveness in your life. Let me ask you, a life of positive, is it more happy or more sadness and suffering. Of course, a positive life, you look at those people, they have a lot of energy, a lot of happiness. And look at the people who always have complaining and negativity. Look at their life, miserable, right? Now, of course, right here, I only share with you the basic of this world, how to escape temporarily suffering of this world. But once you go, you know about the purpose you're here, why are you here, what you need to do while you're on earth, and how can you get back home when you leave this world, where are you heading? If you are able to understand that, that's the second level. There's no such thing as suffering if you're able to understand the next level, because that next level is so difficult for me to share with you if you don't have the foundation. For example, if we look at Jesus and Buddha Sakyamuni, what is their mission? They're not here to have a beautiful family. They're not here to go on vacation. They're not here to make a lot of money, right? What is the enlightened saint mission? Are they clear? Yes, they know why they're here. They're guiding the lost one back home. And what did they share? They share the way to eternal life, the way to everlasting life. The next level to escape the suffering cycle is because as long as our focus is of this world, as long as we live in this world and pursue this world, there's always suffering. And that's the reason escaping the suffering cycle is very difficult. That's why I share with you the first step, how to focus on this life to be more clear. But once you're able to maintain that clarity in this world, then you're able to go to the next level, how to live beyond this world. If your mind and your direction is to live beyond this world, no matter how much suffering you endure in this life, it doesn't matter. So that one is a little bit deeper. And if you want more, this one I give you a little briefer, because in the past video I share about the joy and peace cycle. So because if you want to truly escape suffering, then perhaps watch that video, because in here I want to keep it short and sweet. Again, thank you so much for your time. All of my video I try to share from my realization. I don't plan out the script, and I don't plan out what I going to say or what the topic is. I just leave it up to heaven. So today we learn about how to transcend the cycle of suffering, and why do we have suffering, and what can we do to bring more clarity in our life. Thank you so much for your time.